Right, guys, so today I'm going to talk about HARO and no dollar link. Okay, there's no such a stuff like no dollar links. Obviously, you're going to pay for something, either way to someone. So people, they're going to do this for you. Maybe they have connections or they're going to do the service for you. But obviously, well, there are some things for free in this world. But let's talk about links. So it's a bit different subject than what Nikola had. So different stuff completely, but why HARO and why I don't talk about why not digital PR and all that stuff, but I'll walk you through, okay? So slowly, and you're gonna get this whole idea what it is and why it matters these days in 2023, I guess. Right, so we got this HARO and people talk what it is. It's a simple platform at the end of the day where you just connect with the journalist, let's put this way, okay? So in a nutshell, it looks like this. You just log in and you're the source, so you're the one who can pitch. So for example, we have Rafael or we have Nikola, and Nikola can give a good stuff to the journalist about how to make a company from 500 to whatever number you wish. You see? So source and the journalist, simple as that, okay? So this is how does this look like. You're gonna get the queries and business ones, general, and so on. That's what you get on your email. Nothing else. The query looks like this, just an example. So you've got a summary, you've got the name of the journalist, you've got the query, okay? And then you can pitch. If this is what you want to pitch, you can see yourself, you can see your name over there, you can share some experience, how to be broke and then be a very successful, everything here, right? So I can see we have a very similar stories. So probably HARO is going to be for you as well, because you don't have to pitch about SEO stuff. It can be about everything, really. Why should you start using it? It's all about links, right? At the end of the day. But that doesn't mean that you have to be like one of those guys that just trashing pitches, and you're just like a spam, right? We don't want to spam. We keep having this for the last 15 years, right? There's, I guess, less spam. Google is taking over, like they understand what is spam these days, right? So instead, what you really want to do, you want to build relations that not necessarily based on that you have to be there, and that means it's like a symbiosis, not necessary. It's commensalism. It means that one party of this equation can get something and it's beneficiary. It's like it's beneficent, or he's beneficiary of that. The other one doesn't get anything out of that, but it's not losing. You see where I come from? Sometimes two people can get something out of this. So in this case, the little bird is actually helping the elephant, right? So the little bird is getting something out of this, but this is not symbiosis. They can live without themselves. Very similar, it's when you look at the Google, the content and the authors, and the trust, the experience, the expertise, and also on, this is the it. This is what Google wants to see. That's what Google wants to see from us, see from media publishers, from bloggers, and so on, and from the companies. So, for example, we've got this guy here, right? Rafał, he's got experience, right? We've got Alexandra Tachalova. She's got expertise in not only in link building, but how to run the company. We've got Nikola here. Nikola has authority, big authority, not only in SEO, but in the business as well, and in hiring people and creating processes and probably in project management too. So you see where I come from. We've got Viola Eva. She's got a trustworthiness, right? When she talks about content SEO, and not only all the strategies and everything. I assume that also Viola Eva, she's got a massive experience when it comes to hiring people, because she's also building an agency and it's growing, right? So this is where I try to get you this picture, okay? You know this guy. That's Matt Dickety. That's his profile, right? When he gets quoted, everything makes sense, you know? He's talking about SEO, but he doesn't have to talk about SEO. He can talk about business as well, because he's an entrepreneur. He's not only SEO. Right, so what's the difference between cold emailing versus HARO? Cold emailing, it can be when you have full blast, full list of journalists, and you talk about yourself. You talk about your press release, you talk about your something that may not be necessarily interesting to the journalist at this right moment. But HARO will send you something like a package, right? You open your email and there are queries and they're looking for today. Maybe they want to publish something tomorrow. So you see, in that right moment, you become very helpful. So you don't spam. Big difference, isn't it? Let's take a look at the Go banking rates. It's just one of the domains that it appears on a HARO quite often. I just took the example and then I've just realized something quite interesting, that I don't know how many people do this. Maybe you tell me something about it. But I keep asking SEO guys, and I say to them, how many DR, if this is whatever it is, you know, let's say that this DR thing is true, right? We have other metrics, okay? But how many of those domains are in actual equation? So Ahrefs has got official, like 1 million domains, right? With all the DRs. And I just realized that 82 is close to the 8,000. That means that if I dig deeper, I just realized that according to Ahrefs, right, there are only 15,000 domains that are DR 80+. And I'm talking about .com, .co.uk, entire worldwide, only 15,000. Right? So this is like a sales judo technique. Why? You know why? Because if you are in a, let's say, Sahara, so the only one thing that you're actually thinking about is water. So if the journalist is looking for a specific query and you can give him your experience, like for example, we all have all this expertise and then, you know, the real life examples. This is what he's looking for. It's like it's like a water on the Sahara. That's it, done. This is what he's looking for. So no spam. He gets exactly what he wants in this time, real time, right? Because you pitch him as soon as possible. And then there is also something else, but I'm just going to talk about it, right? This is the entire process, how to do this HARO, but it gets complicated a little bit, but really it's very simple. So, pitching process. Query analysis. Okay, query is basically a question from the journalist. You just analyze whatever, is it something you can answer to this? Website analysis is something is worth pitch, like as you can see, if it's 100,000 traffic, you see that DR something, surely you really want to pitch that, right? You want your name and your company to be there. Journalist check. Andrew Lisa, you remember? He can write about Go banking rates and something to do with the financial things, you know, but you can check him, right? So you know who you're pitching to. Well, then you do your pitch, you contact with journalists because you get the email from the HARO. That's it, simple as that. Then you track, because the funny thing about all of that is that once you've been selected, let's say it can be Forbes or some other publication, big publications, you have to use some tools. My favorite one here is a Brand 24, but you also have to have something alternative as well, because no tools are perfect. Well, you can do it by Google Alerts. Sometimes you can do it by your favorite SEO tools as well. Okay, you will find your link, but they will never tell you that you get quoted, you get selected, rarely, because they don't have time. It's interesting, isn't it? You get a link and then you find out after, let's say, maybe even 4 months. It can happen like that. Right, what can be done? What can be done with HARO? You can choose what media you can pitch to, right? You need to make yourself qualified. So do you qualify for this query? Can you talk about how to run the successful business if the query will be like that? Or how to do the team building? What about HR? Do you need HR? Some people, like big businessmen, even small businessmen, they're starting with a few cents. They don't have money to hire HR, and they do it by themselves, and it works. Some companies, they completely disagree. They don't need any HR or any HR processes at all. So you tailor your response, right? What can be done with HARO? You cannot choose the anchor. You cannot tell to the journalist that, hey, choose this anchor or something. You usually don't say that. You just leave your telephone number, you leave your LinkedIn, you leave all your details, right? There's no stuff like you talk about the follow links or everything is natural. If they will give you, they will give you. And then you cannot control the publishing date. It can happen after 1 day up to 4 or 5 months. I saw the things like that. But it's amazing when you see that you pitched something 4 months ago and then suddenly you are on a big media publication. Okay, what do we need to have to start with it? Experts profiles. I've talked about it, but now let me go through again. Okay, so within your company, usually there is, again, sales, PR, marketing, design, developers, all that stuff, even financial department, right? The bigger company, the more profiles you have of those people. So we've got Rafał again, but look at him. His profile is exactly what the journalist probably would like to see. He's got experience. He's got a very sexy profile and picture here. And it says exactly he's a co-founder, he's a chief executive officer, he's also international SEO agency guy, and he's got expertise in content marketing and link building tactics, so he can talk about almost everything. He's got also expertise in other things, So you think about Rafał, he's not only an SEO guy, right? Same with Shirley. Let's just let me take you through the different example. Shirley, head of human resources. There is a section about activity, but she's very active. She's got experience, big time. Okay, basic information, we've talked about it. So the more you know, let's say I want to pitch Nikola. On the behalf of Nikola, I want to pitch journalist. I would like to know more about his Serpact, amount of employees, all those informations, right? The more I know, the better answer I can craft if I have to do this, because that's normal how PR works. Preferred topics, the more the better. Okay, now I show you some examples of links. Right, so you've got a Shirley, which I showed you. Would you like Healthline? Surely you know Healthline. Authority score according to SEMrush is 100. You wouldn't say that 226 million is not a good website. Look at the URL and the actual article. Article talks about 4-day work week, so it's aligned with health because it's about the balance and 4-day work week. So these days, 4-day work week is very popular. We have HR people talking about it. It took people quite a while, probably especially after COVID, but before COVID, things like this, they did exist. But there is as you can see, actual query, the way what she said, maybe it was edited, I don't even remember, but it kind of happened, right? Here is Denis Ristic. Denis actually is a CEO of the Ask Gamblers, one of the biggest. It's my coffee maker. Sorry. Right. So the Denis Ristic is the CEO of Ask Gamblers. Is one of the biggest casino affiliate websites. Right. And as you can see, they've linked the Denis using his name and surname. They didn't link to Ask Gamblers. It happens, but it's okay. Organic traffic big. Look, but it's nothing to do with running a business. He was talking about the state of diversity in the publishing industry. He got quoted. Now, Disability Review magazine. This is the example of the magazine that when actually was in the print version. It's amazing, you know. We've got a Lucian here from Surfer. You know Surfer. So amazing because he got quoted on Fiverr.com, which is the actual blog, right? Then we have Kylie Roof. He got quoted on Go Banking Rates. And as you can see, you know, you can partner with various companies and get paid for the promoting their products. Look, he said completely something obvious in the marketing field. It makes sense. He got quoted. It's nothing too specific. You see where I come from? They are very kind of, you would say, generic, but you can get quoted. So look at how these opportunities align. Now, there is a Kylie Roof again, and Kylie Roof is on glass cubes. I don't know glass cubes that much, you know, but you agree with me. The Kylie Roof, you know him in SEO. He's a digital marketing. He's the owner of his own agency, and he can talk to you about how to manage the team, let's say, remotely, right? ZDNet, here's my example. That was 2 pitches, 2 queries. And as you can see on the right-hand side, that's what I did. I put my 2 links, one to the chili fruit and one to my personal blog post, 2 pitches, and I got the links to 2 different websites because that's what journalists choose. You know, I didn't tell him. Amazing, isn't it? 6.3 million. Would you like to say no to this? It doesn't matter, you know. I said something about my the things that I usually, when it comes to Wi-Fi and so forth, and my iPhone things. So maybe not necessarily nothing to do with the business, but the query was, if I can talk about something, I see that I can answer to this, why not? Forbes, sometimes Forbes can give you different anchor, which I've talked about it. Here in this case is sports website. Makes sense? Makes sense. HubSpot, Atina Zisi, again, from iGaming company. You know, maybe she didn't get the link. It doesn't really matter. You see where I come from? Like, it matters the actual, the whole idea of, you know, pitching people and then giving them value, you know, if that makes sense with the actual content, right? Hub stuff, again, that's me here. I can talk about my company, Chili Fruit Web Consulting, what we've done, you know, what we've used to increase our productivity and employee satisfaction and so on. Go banking rate again. This is for my project called NBA Blast. Nice link, right? And that's it, really. And what you can see out of this, the more you're pitching, the more you will discover. And sometimes those queries and those good publications, they're gonna be syndicated. They can be syndicated on Finance, Yahoo, AOL, and even, as you can see, on localized Yahoo or other ones. So keep pitching, don't be afraid of it. But I think this is just one of way, not necessarily only, because there is no only one way. This is only just another way of getting good links. So thank you for that. And I hope I've inspired you how to do this and why should you be more digital PR, let's put it this way.